Tonight we're going to find Clojure in a simple web application. This application will go out we'll take a simple query string, and we're going to go out to Twitter's API and query it real time, and return back the list of those tweets that contain URLs. To build our application, we're going to use Linigan. Linigan is a build tool for Clojure. The project file is written in Clojure, and it has a project structure similar to Maven, so we should feel somewhat at home. The project file contains the basic information about our project, and most importantly, its dependencies. Like Maven, Linigan will go out to well-known repositories, Maven Central and Clojure, to download your dependencies for you. Appleholics can install Linigan via homebrew. If you don't like the brew, or for some reason you don't like Apple, you can get Linigan directly from GitHub. Just download the script and run by self-install. Unlike Java, Clojure does not have statements, only expressions. Basically, this means that every function returns a value, and every parentheses is followed by a method name or a macro. The parentheses come before, not after the method name, and commas between parameters are optional. If you have trouble parsing Clojure code, just mentally move the parentheses, and I think it'll do all right. We're going to use the Ring framework. The Ring framework will build a servlet to call our function to transform the HTTP request into a response. This first function basically just defines the chain of methods that will perform that transformation. To extract a query string, I'm using destructuring. Destructuring is a powerful Clojure feature that allows you to pull values out of simple data structures without introducing unnecessary variables. Let's see. Now that we have our query string, we'll use we'll use it to perform a real-time search against Twitter. Our parameter list here is basically our little DSL there is basically just the parameter list. The Clojure, to explore ideas of Clojure, the REPL is quite nice. We can, if we use Linigan to start the REPL, it will add our class code and dependencies to the class path, so we can expect a result. The data structure, Alright, moving on. The as-link function shows how the HICcup library converts an unordered list, or an ordered DSL-like parameter list into HTML. The second function, used to extract the URLs, I used partial to reuse an existing function, binding the regular expression as the first parameter. To replace the URLs with anchor tags, I used a map reduce algorithm and created an unnamed function with a hash parameter where the parameters %1 and %2 are replaced with the first and second parameters. The thrush operator can be used to chain methods together. Basically, this takes the first parameter, the tweet, passes it to the function text, and takes its result, passes it to the function linkify. The thrush operator helps the text to read left to right instead of inside out like Java, and requires less parentheses. The threading operator is similar to the thrush operator, except it takes the parameter and changes it into the last parameter instead of the first. So here we take JSON, pass it into the function content, which takes the result, passes it into results, removes, filters out those URLs that do not, or filters out those tweets that do not contain a URL, and then applies the format tweet function to each entry. The resulting code required only 5 lines, or 5 parentheses, whereas Java required 12. In development mode, we can test our application using line read server. This allows us to edit the source code while the application is running and just refresh the page. When we're ready for deployment, lingering war will create a standard war file, and there's also a plugin that allows us to deploy directly to Amazon EC2. It doesn't get much easier than that. Here's our final result. It needs a little CSS, but still quite useful. Given the simple query string, it pulls out the or performs a real-time Twitter search and highlights all the URLs for us. The resulting code is less than 30 lines of code, so it's quite powerful there. And then that pretty much covers it. I'll be reviewing this code in more detail at the Clojure meetup next week. So if you need more Clojure, come join us and we'll walk through the code in more detail.